This is Kilkenny.com with light commentary on what's happening in Kilkenny, but who's your one?
Well, I'm Muireann Ryan, but your one is a fantastic solo piece of theatre by Niamh Moroney that's on in Clears on Friday night, kicking off the Kilkenny Pride. Tickets are a mere €7 and you are guaranteed some vulgar dancing, strong language and a bit of vodka thrown in.
And it's also Kilkenny out for the weekend.
Yeah, out for the weekend this weekend. There's a few other events going on. I think there's an event on Fenley's in Callan, burlesque 1930s. If you come costumed, you will get a free beverage, lovely pizza, 1930s movies and a bit of debauchery thrown in, I think. And tickets €5, free buses from Kilkenny City out to Callan. How bad?
Sounds very exciting. Yeah. And Heritage Week is along too. What's all that about?
Well, Heritage Week, I'm not too sure exactly, but I guess it's to do with looking at our past and checking out the beautiful buildings, our fantastic memorabilia that's around the city and county.
And talking about such buildings, the Hole in the Wall have something on Monday night.
Yes, the little hidden gem. There's a lady, her name is Tiny Runes, Miss Tiny Runes, and she's coming all the way from New Zealand on her world tour, and her gig is on Monday night in Hole in the Wall.
And fashion, Muireann.
Well, I think it's the end of the summer. Go grab the rest of the sales while you can. Money's a bit tight for people with school coming up, so this is a perfect opportunity to go out there and get a few bargains.
And for parents with young children starting school?
Just like myself, first time starting school this week, make sure they know how their lunchbox works, how their school bag works, if they can tie their shoelaces, and get the Kleenex at the ready as well.
Muireann, thanks for everything.
You're very welcome, Stephen.
This is Kilkenny.com with sports with Ronnie. Ronnie, some would say Jimmy Barry Murphy has a great future behind him. What do you think?
I believe after 3 years, Jimmy Barry Murphy's done a great job. No one wanted the job, I suppose, 3 years ago, but Jimmy Barry Murphy is a people's person, and I think at this stage Cork might need a change. You know, I don't know, can he bring him any further? And I believe it might be for Jimmy's own sake. Being a gentleman, it might be time maybe for a change.
And Ronnie, nice men don't always win then, is that it?
Well, nice men is not a job of a team manager, is not a place for nice men, and Jimmy is a total gentleman and on and off the field, and I believe he has done great work with Cork, but I think maybe it's time for a change.
And talking about nice men, Tip are doing really well at the moment.
Yeah, nice men, Tip. Tip are doing very well. They're now a serious worry to Kilkenny. They're coming with great credentials. They're a more experienced team than they were 5 years ago in 2010 when they beat us. So we're rightly justly so to be worried about Tipperary.
And Brian Cody has a lot of matters at hand and to think about.
Yeah, to consider. I mean, the team selection is going to be a big story for the next fortnight. I mean, the obvious one is Henry, Richie Power, Lester Ryan, Owen Murphy on goal, and I'm sure there's one or two other guys, but there's a lot of key players in the dugout that Brian Cody has to his disposal, and I'm sure there's a couple of players on the team looking over the shoulder. So for the next fortnight, all the supporters will have an opinion on that.
Do you see Henry starting?
Well, of course, I'd love to see him starting, but of does I'm here and Brian Cody does that job. I believe he should be starting. In a personal opinion, I believe he had more to offer. Starting and coming on to field, I think if he's left on the sideline, I believe that's more of a help to Tipperary. I think coming on may not help Henry and may not help the team. I'd sooner see Henry starting anyhow on a personal basis.
And Ronnie, the club scene last weekend was very busy with Dixborough taking the village out.
Yeah, that was a big result. Dixborough, the famous result the weekend, and not often Dixborough get the better of the village. And unfortunately for the village, now they're set up themselves for a game against Clare, the county champions. So when all this All-Ireland hype is over, there's serious club games, and that'll be the tide around Clara and James Stephens.
And the county senior team, the training is closed, so supporters need to support the Kilkenny Supporters Club going to different events.
Yeah, the Kilkenny supporters do great work for Kilkenny, and as anyone knows, the Kilkenny Supporters Club wagon, because it's closed, the guys have brought forward a lot of gear and bunting and flags and whatnot, and as a result of the training being closed, it's more difficult to sell. So I think they're visiting the Iverk show the weekend.
This Saturday,
yeah, and Greg Valley Callan Fun Day on Sunday. So if people if they are looking for some souvenirs or flags or buntings, whatnot, the Kilkenny supporters have all that gear.
Ronnie, as always, thanks very much. This is Kilkenny.com and with John Hurley with business dates for your diary. John, you have something coming up on Wednesday.
Yes, indeed, Stephen. We're getting busy now again after the holiday period. Next Wednesday we have an event, a seminar on how to grow your own business, something very important to all businesses. And it's being presented in conjunction between the Kilkenny Chamber and Avid Partners, who are professionals in that area.
Where is that held, John?
It's going to be on in the castle, in the Parade Tower, at 12:30 until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we will provide you with a free lunch and very valuable information on how you can grow your business.
Do you need to register for that?
Yes, you should contact the Kilkenny Chamber office and we'll make sure that we have your details and that we have a seat for you. The room is not huge, it's going to be very popular, so it's important that you would contact us as soon as possible.
And John, you also have the biggest and most popular social event coming up in November.
Indeed, that's right. The 15th of November is our flagship event. Every year we hold the Kilkenny Business Awards, a tremendous opportunity for businesses to showcase what they're good at, what they do. And there are so many tremendous businesses out there. It's really important that they start engaging now with the process. There are nomination forms, application forms and all of that to be completed now, next week indeed. And so if you have a business or you know somebody who's in business and that they're doing a very good job and maybe could be winners of an award, then let us know. Get involved. Have a look at our website, kilkennychamber.ie, and you can download the relevant forms and some information there. So that's coming up in November.
John Hurley, thank you. This is Kilkenny.com. I'm with Michael Lynch, the mart manager. Michael, heifers are back a little bit this week.
Yeah, I suppose, Stephen, the numbers are a little bit smaller this week. Probably a lot of people are still at the harvest, still work to be done, and then the uncertainty in the beef market is probably, makes people wonder, is this the right time, is this the wrong time, and it's the same for the buyers. But the heifers, numbers are quite small this week, only about 15 pence a heifers here, so it was back a bit, back maybe 10 to 20 ahead, but the prices would have been, I suppose, for the heifers, they'd have been somewhere between 180 to 230, but they would have been a little bit easier. And the bullock side, again, quite similar to last week. Good strong demand for in the 400 to 500 kilo category, good solid demand for those. The beef, I suppose, something similar, €2 a kilo now would top what you'd get in the ring, and I suppose that's because of a lot of the uncertainty. The cows, the small numbers again, but a very, very good trade. I'd say it's definitely up 10 to 20 euros ahead this week, and I suppose in some ways it kind of surprises me that there aren't more cows out, considering the prices, and certainly it probably is the dearest ring in the country for cull cows.
As a cooperative, Michael, you're very busy at the moment. You're spearheading a share drive.
We have, and it's quite a big operation, I suppose, Stephen. We really haven't done this since 1956. It's probably the first time that it's been done since, and we obviously circulated a lot of information to shareholders and customers. The shareholder base would have been probably small enough, but the customer base would be huge. So all of those people now will now get an opportunity going forward to be part of it, and I'd have to say
the reaction, Michael, is
very good, very positive. There's a strong feeling there. People recognise that there is a good mart, strong mart here, and that it's important to have a mart in the area.
Well, it's very important to have Kilkenny as a stronghold for a livestock mart.
It always has been, and that's the first feeling comes from everybody that you meet.
And an example of all of that too, you're involved in the community of the GAA Supporters Club on Saturday night.
That's right, yes. Normally, before the All-Ireland, which we happen to be in a lot of at the moment, there's a corporate event held, a fundraising event, and that's being held here this Saturday night. So anybody wants to come to that, certainly come along to the hub. There'll be 600 to 700 people there, so it should be a great night for everybody.
Michael Lynch, thank you.
Thank you, Stephen.